Hi everyone, Jim Benson here from Modus Institute, the collaboration equation, personal Kanban. This is a weekly gym. It's been a while since the last weekly gym, but it's called Weekly Gym. uh, Today in a lean coffee, we were talking about conducting a value stream mapping exercise and what people do when they get into the value stream mapping exercise. I've noticed a tendency of people who come in and they want to do the exercise to want to teach people about the value stream mapping exercise in its entirety. And that's not why people are there. Over the course of doing the exercise, they'll learn about it. But if you start off by trying to teach them this tool, then as they go through the VSM, they're going to be worried. Like, am I doing this right? Is this the thing I should be doing? What did the instructor say at the very beginning? And they'll lose themselves in the rule set of the VSM. And if there's one thing that's not important in the VSM, it is the rule set. The important thing is, did we learn about how we work, with whom we work, and what our outputs are? So what I find most helpful is to tell people we're going to get together today and we're going to figure out how you work, who you work with, how work flows, and where you can do those things better, where you can fix the things that bother you and maybe fix things that bother other people. And we're going to do this in a series of steps. And the first step is we're going to find our end point, and then we're going to work our way backwards. And if you've watched any of the videos on Modus Institute or YouTube that I've done, you know that we recommend, or perhaps even command, that you start at the end and work your way backwards. Now, the nice thing about this is that is so weird to people that you can start there as your first rule, that we're going to start at the end and we're going to start working our way backwards. And they're going to have to just figure that rule set out. It sounds pretty easy, start at the end and work your way backwards. But it's really hard for people to do that, which is why the technique is there, right? So when we're doing that now, people are going to say, okay, well, the request is fulfilled. And then before that, the people who fulfilled the requests are asked to see the answer. And then before that, there's some form of visual input. And before that, you create the visualization. And then maybe as they're doing that, they find out that there's kind of a concurrent step here, that the request is stored or documented. Okay, so now they're working their way through that, right? But anyone who's ever done this knows what's going to happen next. Somebody's going to say, "Wait, that's not the end. The end is that we give them the follow-up questions and we answer any additional questions that they might have had." And this is, no, that's not the end. The end is actually out here where we put things into the dashboard so that people can get their answers back. And now all of a sudden they're having this question about what is the end of our work. And that's where things get fun. That's where things get exciting, because that's where people recognize, hey, when we came in, we thought this was the end of our work, and now we see that it's not. Okay? Then you can start saying the things like, okay, now you're working your way back, and you can say, what are the problems that you find in each of these steps? And you can start saying, okay, what are some solutions that you might have to some of these steps? And you can start saying, okay, who do you need to work with? What other collaborations might need to be necessary in these steps? But then you're building on the scaffolding of this initial epiphany. You've given them an epiphany that you know is coming. And that is that none of us actually have a good definition of the beginning or the end of anything that we're doing. And then that little conversation is how you build the bigger conversations of how do we work together? Who do we collaborate with? What does this bottleneck do? How can we get rid of this bottleneck? All of those other things that will go into the VSM. Those things come after you've dealt with this one problem. So don't teach the VSM whole cloth. Come in, give the goals of the day, establish yourself as a facilitator, and then through the actual facilitation of the VSM exercise, you will then teach them through doing.